In this clip, we are going to install Elm. There are two ways to do it. The first way is to install it standalone by using the dedicated installer for Windows or Mac, while manual steps are available for Linux. The main advantage of this approach is that it's minimalistic and focused only on getting Elm. The second way is to install it as a NPM package. The main advantage of this approach is that NPM or Node Package Manager can also be used for installing other useful packages, such as a special package to format Elm code. Let's have a demo on how to install Elm. First, we are going to have a quick look at Elm's documentation. In particular, we are going to check Elm's main website and the GitHub link with Elm releases. Next, we are going to install Elm as a NPM package. To achieve this, we need to install npm, then change the default directory of npm. Finally, we are going to check that Elm is successfully installed by running elm ---- version to get a confirmation of the installed version. In a browser, open the Elm homepage at elm-lang.org. Notice that Elm brands itself as a delightful language for reliable web applications. There is a playground to try Elm in a browser and a guide, which I highly recommend to look into after watching this course. Let's click the link to download the Elm installer. There are dedicated installers for Mac and Windows, as well as detailed instructions on how to install Elm on Linux. Before installing Elm, let's check the GitHub link to Elm releases. Notice that 0.19.1 was released in October 2019. While this might sound like a long time ago, Elm is still developed with a focus on high quality instead of releasing new versions to meet some arbitrary deadlines. This is good news for you since you don't need to worry about frequent migration efforts for your future Elm web apps. Next, let's install Elm as a NPM package. The first step is to check if npm is installed. Type npm at the shell. It's not installed, so let's install it with a suggested command. I'm going to copy and paste the command, enter sudo password, confirm, and wait a few minutes. To check the installation, run npm ---- version. We get the version of npm, which means the installation was successful. We are now ready to install Elm as a npm package. Enter npm install -g elm. The -g flag indicates that Elm should be installed globally so that it can be used from any folder on this machine. After a few seconds, we get a permission error. A popular way to fix this is by changing npm's default directory in 3 steps. First, create a new folder in the home directory named .npm-global. Second, run npm config set prefix to the new folder so that npm is configured to use this new folder. Third, add the new folder to the path environment variable. One way to do this is by editing the .profile file in the home directory. Run nano or your favorite editor in the home directory, the .profile file. Scroll to the end of the file and add export path equals .npm-global and the bin folder with the previous path values. Press Ctrl O to save the file, then Ctrl X to exit the nano editor. Now run echo path to see its content. Notice that the new path is not yet added. The .profile file is loaded when logging in, and we can also force its content to be loaded by running source.profile. Check again the content of the path environment variable. The good news is that it now includes the path to the .npm-global folder. Let's try again to install Elm globally with npm. A few seconds later, installation is finished. Run elm ---- version to check that it works. We get the expected version, which is good news. Finally, running which elm is going to return the path to the Elm executable, which is located inside the .npm-global bin folder that we added earlier to the path environment variable, so that we can run Elm from any folder on this machine. In this demo, we looked at Elm's documentation and saw how to install it directly and the latest Elm releases. We installed npm and changed its default directory. Then we installed Elm in a folder from the path environment variable. Next, let's play a bit with Elm.